go.
Having serious doubts about
and
this
we're
fucking
live.
discount.
God damn.
We
Brad,
probably should
Brad, you
make
never have
sure.
doubt. Hold on. Brad never has doubts about anything.
That's true, but this discount, I hit add to cart, and it shows me $13, and then I add the cart, and it's like $19. I mean, that's what you just saw, right? Go ahead and put in that credit card information. Don't check it.
Don't do it. We already learned, Brad, you just sometimes don't put in the credit card information.
Yeah.
But I've only got 4 hours to get the sale. I've already spent. What's a $400 concert? You know.
Yeah, a band called Baby Metal.
I mean,
That you've never listened to before.
it might.
I mean, I've heard them. They're fucking good.
It'll be worth. The experience will be worth that much. I think. I'd say so.
I think so too. I agree with that. I think it'll just the obscureness of, even if you talk to metal fans and they're like, "Oh, you're seeing a metal show? Cool. What are you seeing? Baby metal? What? Yeah. You bitches don't know about the metal in the land of the rising sun."
And you say it's so kawaii, and you do a piece right here.
Why as fuck, bro?
Yeah, you do that one.
In case anybody's wondering,
they can't see me winking.
I just checked, and we don't sound like gobbledygook on Mix. Or on
Oh, good.
I think that is Becca's computer, because it was Becca's computer we were on that one time. It was when
Blame it on Becca.
Sure, blame
but then
me.
we
Shots
restarted
fired.
it, and it sounded okay. But I don't know. I didn't know until later. Somebody said, I guess Patrick pointed it out, but I think somebody else pointed it out too.
And then
that's
Brad brought
right.
it up first.
Yeah,
I tried to watch the stream, and I was not. Yeah, and I'm like, I think you guys are maybe having a little bit of technical issues tonight.
How about at least a thanks, Becca, for saving the fucking podcast?
Thanks for saving the podcast
and
recording it and recording it in 720p. if anybody watched the YouTube video, you'll see that the second half of the show is smaller than the screen. I could have expanded it out, but I didn't notice. I was just trying to throw it together.
You didn't tell me anything.
So you
about
had
that.
your settings at 1080p, and then
I
sent it
record
to
at
you.
1080. That's just the resolution of my screen, you know. And
Yeah,
then hers, you have to go in and change that shit, and I didn't think about it.
Oh,
I
that's
forget
bullshit.
about all the setup shit that I had to do to get it all right, and I just never touch it anymore.
Yeah.
So look at this shit now. Now it's telling me, oh, it's on sale for 19, bro. Don't.
What the f-
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude.
It said 13 a second ago.
Brad, do not buy anything from whatever that is.
I've already bought shirts off this website. They're fantastic shirts. They
You
feel
got
so
to
good.
clear your cookies. Exit out, clear the cookies, and then go back in. Then you'll get that discount again.
It's the
Cookies be
bro.
gone.
Fucking with you, man.
Be gone, cookies.
What the shit? So, guys, before the podcast, I went out to our local blues bar where they have open mic night, where our very own Becca Penland has sang David Bowie.
Oh yeah,
among other
A
things.
few times, and I gotta say, I noticed that, and I've seen over the past few years, I've seen a lot of the local bands that play at bars and restaurants that get paid. They're actually getting paid.
Mm-hmm.
They're probably not getting paid a lot. They're probably getting paid like a couple $100,
And beer.
Maybe.
or just getting paid in beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This band, this open mic night band, was better than all of those bands.
And they didn't make a dime.
And they're just doing it for, that's the thing, they're doing it for fun. They just do it because they want to do it. I mean, there was this young, skinny little kid with long hair that was a fucking killer guitar player. Absolutely killer. I mean, I didn't want to leave. I didn't want to come out and do the podcast. It was so good. But I have a responsibility.
Yes.
But I was thinking about it. I was like, these guys playing to a dozen people in this bar. I mean, there used to be a lot of people on open mic night on Wednesday. There used to be a lot of people. Now it's you're lucky if you see a dozen people in there. Just,
is it a time of year thing, or is it just?
No, I think it's because they got new owners and they stopped smoking inside. I think that's part of it.
Oh, that's
can't smoke inside anymore. In a fucking in a grungy blues bar, you can't smoke inside anymore.
It's preposterous.
What the fuck? But anyway, I was thinking, I was like, this band playing for free is basically like our podcast. They're really good. They're doing it because they like it, and they're not getting paid.
Right.
That's fun. Because nowadays, every fucking comedian, every fucking celebrity, intellectual, journalist, pundit, everybody's got their own fucking podcast.
Right.
There is 10,000 podcasts.
That's why every time
Yeah.
you mention you're on a podcast, there's kind of a snicker and an eye roll. That
I don't get that.
I heard somebody was impressed by the fact that
you had a podcast.
that I heard. But yeah, so I was just thinking like, yeah, that's basically us. We're actually pretty damn good. We've worked at it and improved, and we do it for free, and we do it because we enjoy it. Personally, the reason I do it is because it helps me as a person. I improve as a person as far as my communication skills, my listening skills. That's why I like doing this podcast.
Yeah.
Especially as a host, because I'm forced to keep track of everything that's happening all the time, and I'm forced to listen to everybody, and I have to know, and I have to think about the time of it.
You damn well better.
Yeah. Dave keeps me in line. He tells me next day. He's like, wasn't on point this week. Sucked, Nathan. It just sucked ass. I couldn't.
And he just says that every week.
Every week. I couldn't
Every
stand
single week.
listening to it. It's fucking awful.
That's not true. That's not true. I give
Tell me.
positive feedback too. Man.
How you doing, Dave?
I'm doing good. Doing good. I'm $542 poorer today, but I'm doing better. I had to get
Buy
brakes
Baby Metal
done.
concert tickets too.
Yeah, I bought some t-shirts.
Dave, yeah, you gonna come see Baby Metal with us?
Yeah,
That would
dude.
be awesome.
No.
Yeah.
I've
Dave,
aged
I
out
would
of that
take-
shit.
Dave, I would buy your ticket if you would come and see Baby Metal with me and Brad.
You better do that.
And
It's
then
too far away.
and then pay
I'm
for
too
his
old.
Uber home.
I will pay for you to Uber from Atlanta to Knoxville.
I had to
That's
Uber
ridiculous.
twice today.
Oh yeah.
Man, you
Fun.
just broke your Uber cherry, just Ubering all around this town, aren't you?
That's my third one. So
Was this
yeah.
one deaf?
No, the first one was pleasant. He drove like I do, so old man style. And but the second one, although pleasant, he drove a little too fast for my liking. He's going through the back of my sub.
Hey, Dave, get up on that mic a little bit.
Get up
Turn
on
the
that
mic up on
mic,
your
Dave.
Eat that
What?
mic, son.
All
Put
right,
it in your mouth.
all right, all
We
right.
want to hear your tongue.
Ew.
You guys said you didn't want to hear my tongue.
I don't.
That was
Remember?
last week.
Dave, get more on that mic.
I
Tongue on
There
it.
we go.
Whisper into it. But
I'm
like,
kind of curious
with
how
some heat.
how much Ubers are up there. Because
my
here
Uber-
you end up paying roughly, I think the rider pays about $1.20, $1.30, maybe $1.50 per mile.
I don't know how that. I don't.
Dave, Dave,
What?
I'm not kidding. Get that fucking mic in front of your face because we can't hear you.
Really?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, I'll turn up my game a
Oh,
little
that's
bit
so much
too.
better.
All right, so
Okay.
from my house to the auto fixie place is $6.98 without tip.
Okay.
How far is that?
ProCare, it's just down the road on 411 from
A couple
me.
miles. Okay.
Not that far. It's really not. I mean,
It sounds like you're probably paying the minimum then.
so, and I usually tip pretty well, so
That's cool.
it's a cheap ride compared to a taxi. I've taken taxis before.
You're
That's
muted,
just
Brad.
ridiculous, man.
Somehow.
Is $3
Oh,
a
there you
good
go.
tip for an Uber? Considering they don't get barely any tips.
Yeah, usually
I
people
give a
don't
little
tip.
more than 3. I tip 5.
Yeah.
But I had a second driver today go, no, I can't take cash.
Oh,
What?
really?
Who
Okay.
does that?
Somebody
Who does
asked me.
that?
Somebody asked me about that. So a guy I work with is wanting to get into Uber, and so we've been talking about it lately. And he mentioned that let's see, one of our guys went over to England and was taking Uber all over the place, and like tried to tip him cash. He's like, I just tip cash, so I tried to give him a 5 or pounds or whatever they use, and the guy refused it. He's like, no, we're not supposed to take cash. I'm like, what the fuck? I don't even remember ever reading that anywhere in there, but it's cash money. If they leave it in my cup holder, what am I to do?
Maybe they've had Uber narcs that are like, oh, take this cash.
That could be.
What I don't
They
understand is
Give
why.
a fuck.
Why would
Because
they even
Uber does
care?
not Uber does not want to handle the responsibility of somebody else's tax burden. And
well, they
Yeah,
don't.
I
The
guess.
only thing they have to do
Yeah,
is at
follow
the end
them.
of every year or the beginning of each year, they send you a report of your earnings for the year.
Yeah.
They don't they're not doing any withholdings or any filing for you. All they're doing is telling you how much you made.
Yeah, you're basically an independent contractor.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
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 I mean, if they accept the cash, I make a lower digital tip. But, I mean, I don't want to not tip on record because I don't want somebody to not pick me up for some reason.
Oh, well,
Does that
that's
make
not.
sense?
Yeah, but that'll. I mean, you
Sorry
really
about a cash chip.
you really have no idea. I mean, maybe there the Uber rider pool is smaller, and so maybe when your name pops up, they do see it. Like, do you have like any emoticons in your name or anything like that that's recognizable?
I don't think so.
It's not going to pop up there, and they're going to be like, "Oh, that's that Dave guy." No, I'm going to ignore
He wants
that.
to give
Dave,
me
dollar
money.
bill, pound sign.
Yeah, it's not like it shows up
Balloon.
on your screen and says, "Oh, last
Yeah.
time you." It doesn't even tell you that you've ever given them a ride, much less whether or not you tipped the last time.
Yeah, I took a Uber a couple of days ago and I tipped them cash. There's no problem with that.
Yeah, I had a guy cram a $20 bill in my cup holder.
That's what you call it.
I didn't know that was going to end with cup holder. Yeah.
He's like,
Brad
"Take
beat me
it."
to it.
I was like, "Man,
Dave-
you want me to break that for you?" He's like, "No, man, just take it."
I'm back.
All right.
Dave, it sounds like you've been reverse scammed.
I don't know how that is. That they're the guys that win. I mean,
That's
he
the
didn't take
reverse
cash.
part.
Yeah, he didn't take the cash, so I tipped him online, and I tipped him $5 there. So, but I don't know. It serves its purpose. I went and got my
Maybe
car
he
taken
just
care
doesn't
of.
want to get robbed.
What really irritated me when I took my first Uber was, I use Uber Eats. I've done that a couple times, and I use my pay card, where my check drops in, and they'll take that all day, every day. But then when you go to Uber, just Uber,
Mhm.
they said, no thanks, we don't want that kind of money. I was like, what?
It's
So I
got
had
a
to
Visa
use a
logo
credit
on it,
card.
doesn't it?
Huh?
It's got a Visa logo on it.
Yeah,
doesn't it?
right. That's what I said. And besides, you take it if I'm ordering food, but
Right.
you won't take it this way.
It's not that
So
you're not capable, and it's done through the same app, right?
Yeah.
Well, there's
No.
an Uber app and there's the Uber Eats app.
Oh, okay.
I don't
Because
know.
on the Uber app, it does have the little Uber Eats icon,
It
but maybe
does.
that just switches over to the other app.
Yeah, but either way, I mean, that same card is hooked up to a PayPal account, and it will let me PayPal with that same method of payment, but it won't take just the card. So it wants me to go through something else just to get the money there. It seems a little too much. But that's enough about Uber.
No, I think I need to say I think Patrick's right. I think that's the reason why they say that they can't take cash. It's probably the same concept as pizza delivery not bringing more than a certain amount. You don't want people to be under the impression that
Oh.
Yeah.
that Uber drivers just have a shit ton of cash
Carrying
on.
cash from
Yeah.
all their tips. That's it. Yeah, that's it. That's got to be it.
But
I'm
you
still
think
not turning that down.
but you think that you would know that. Anybody that has done Uber, you'd think that they would know that there'd be some kind of red message that said, "Do not accept cash." But I didn't see it when I signed up.
Yeah, okay, good. Because I was going to say, it's been so long.
Yeah.
I mean, I was still in Tennessee when I signed up. I didn't even have a car that was eligible whenever I signed up. And so it's been too long for me to remember, like, all the little rules that they have. But that just seems, well, it doesn't seem as silly with that in mind. That they don't want you to be in your car with a bunch of cash in your pocket.
They're gonna rob you. They're gonna just take your fucking car in the first place, so it doesn't matter.
I don't know. I think, like, petty thieves, I think probably still don't have the balls to steal a car.
Yeah,
That's a little
that's
different.
That's a whole another level of,
Yeah.
No matter what, you had to use the app and you had to sign up for it. They're gonna fucking trace you back anyway, even if
Exactly.
you steal $5.
Yeah.
That first guy had me really close to signing up to Uber, but I'm still so terrified of I just don't want to drive in Knoxville. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Terrified of driving.
Yeah, I don't like,
I don't like it either.
I
I
went
don't,
over-
like the interchanges. You need
Yeah.
to get off here. You got to get off there. Now I've got somebody. What if I miss the turnoff? Now that person is now
paying more.
impacted.
Yeah.
You guys
by
sound like
all
my
sorts of
mom.
instruction.
You guys call yourselves drivers?
I'm a local
Sad.
driver, and I
Sad.
mastered that.
Well, that's why I like to stick around Cocoa Beach and kind of Brevard County at large. I went over to Orlando a few times to drive for Uber, and it's just what made it even worse was, you know, my phone's on my dash, and it was the middle of the day. The sun's beating down, so it's making it hard to see my phone screen, which is telling me where I need to go and where my turns are. And so I'm in like crazy traffic, and they're doing construction, and so, you know, nothing's normal. Not that I would even know what normal is, but, you know, missing turns, and, you know, it's just it's nerve-wracking to drive in a city that you don't know, that you're not really. And I'm sure Dave's familiar with Knoxville, but not those inner streets, and, you know how to get from Maryville to Lowe's or to Best Buy or whatever, you know, to the mall.
I'm more concerned about giving poor customer service that is affected by a rating, because, you know, I got to get over here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I need the right lane. Oh, okay.
All right, Mr. Bean.
Stop talking to me, person. Stop talking. Stop.
Stop talking.
Well, it's not as scary.
I'll pull this car over. I'll pull it over.
I'll kick your ass out.
Yeah.
I mean, you could sign up and still just put off doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't turn it on, it ain't on.
Yeah. Yeah, you're just going to be hanging out at your house watching TV. All of a sudden, blink, you've got to go pick somebody up from the airport. What the fuck?
Still the same look, same feeling you have when you look at the clock and you're like, God damn it, I got to start getting ready for it. God damn it, I got to go to work right now.
Can I do Uber Eats and not do regular Uber?
Yes,
Yes.
I
absolutely.
don't want to talk to people in my car.
But I'll tell you about my one and only Uber Eats experience. I've been waiting because I had it turned on where I can do Riders or Uber Eats, and I just never got an Uber Eats call. And finally, I got one. I had to go to McDonald's, pick up a triple cheeseburger and some fries. All right, here we go. As I'm approaching McDonald's, it's like, you know, you can either walk in or just go up to the drive-thru, whichever's fastest. And there was nobody in the drive-thru, so I pulled right up and I, you know, told her on the speaker, hey, I got an Uber Eats thing. She's like, all right, come on around. And I picked it up. I was like, all right, cool. And then I go to pull out of the place, and there's a little green bar that you're supposed to slide to the right to verify that you've got the food and you're ready to know the address of where it needs to go. It was grayed out, and it would not highlight. And I'm like, what the fuck? And now, you know, like, Pizza Man is coming out. It's like their food is in my seat, and it's not even in a hot bag. And I'm like, oh shit, what am I supposed to do? And so I'm like, okay, well, maybe it didn't register that I was here. So I drive around the store, you know, and I make sure it says arrived. Okay, arrived. The slider's not there. And then there's a little red triangle where you're supposed to report things or whatever. And that's the only thing I can get to activate, and the thing pops up. I'm like, that's not what I want. And I swipe it back down, and I'm like trying to. And finally, I call customer support, and man, they just could not have cared any less. I'm like, I'm here. I've got the food. I just need to know where to go. But the app is not letting me swipe to confirm.
it won't tell you where to go.
It wouldn't tell me. And it turned out it was a glitch. It was a glitch with the app. The app was fucking up, and she, you know, ultimately was finally like, yeah, I think it is something with the app. And she, you know, she's like, try restarting the app and restarting your phone, and then get back on. It'll still retain the information that you're in the middle of this ride, and it should, and blah blah blah. And I did it. Of course, that takes a couple minutes, you know, and get my phone back on. It's not working. I call back, and I'm like, hey, we were just talking. Okay, that did not work. And you know, she's just kind of taking her time, like, and I'm like, this person's food is in my passenger seat.
Cold fries.
It's getting, like, do you know
like
what?
Cold fries?
Nobody likes cold fries.
No one likes.
You're
Or even
ruining my
worse
rating.
if you microwave them.
And I start getting rude with her. I'm like, this is bullshit. The fact that the fact that, like, you can't even tell me the address where I'm supposed to go. I'll Google it myself, but there's somebody somewhere that is getting a bad experience because I've been sitting here in this McDonald's parking lot for 15 minutes with you trying to figure out how to get my app to work. And I was like, look, this is my first and only Uber Eats experience. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm going to stick with driving people around. She's like, I'm very sorry you feel that way. I'm like, okay. She's like, well, since you've tried everything, you know, you've tried restarting your phone and everything, you can just go and you can cancel the trip, and then we'll credit your account the $3 that you would have made doing this, you know. And I'm like, well, I said,
Cool, I can retire.
Am I going to see that? Will that be reflected in tonight's balance? Yeah, you'll see it. You'll see it. That's all she said. And I don't think I got it. Honestly, I'm not sure. But yeah, that was it.
That's great.
And you got some free food.
I did, yeah. Well, because I was like, okay, fuck Uber Eats. I'm gonna head. I was down in Satellite Beach at the time. I'm like, I'm heading back to Cocoa Beach, which now I've lost. And we were in prime Uber time on a Saturday night, and I'm like, God damn it, I need to get back up to Cocoa Beach. And I'm like, well, shit. Now I've got this McDonald's in my passenger seat. I can't pick somebody up and have this McDonald's sitting here. So I'm like, all right, pull over to one of the beach access roads. I just pulled over one of the beach access roads. Because there's always a trash can at the beach access points. And so, I sit there and I scarf down this triple cheeseburger and fries.
Here's our $30.
Well,
Scarfing.
Got my dinner for the night for free. And then
That's
got
a
back
word
to
you
Uber.
don't hear enough.
Scarfing.
My dad used to say that. Scarf that cheeseburger down.
Yeah.
Let's see. I've asked Dave how he was doing. I asked Brad how he was doing.
No, you did. Well,
Did I not?
well,
We sort of
Before
talked.
the show.
We sort of talked before the show. Brad, how you doing?
I'm good. I got preemptively cut off at work, and it wasn't my fault this time. And by cut off, I meant I went there today with Bekah and a couple other friends from work, and I've gotten rowdy at work a couple times, but people know me.
Couple.
But I got cut off, and they were like, "Yeah, we kind of have to enforce a 5-drink limit." I'm like, "What? I haven't done anything yet." They're like,
"Oh, drink
yeah.
cut off. Your own people cut you off."
My own people cut me off before I was at the point I should be cut off, because I have been cut off at work, and a manager cut me off, and I was like, "Fuck."
Because they knew what was going to happen.
Well, I was also being rowdy in their defense, but it all worked out then, because clearly I still have employment there. But I got cut off, and I was like, what the fuck? And apparently when I was on vacation up north to visit the parents in Ohio, Scenic, Ohio, some dude from the kitchen decided it'd be a great idea to have one shot of Rumplemints in a beer and then take his shirt off and try to fight somebody. And we just so happened to be drinking with the guy who was serving that guy, and he cut him off, and that should have been the end of the story. Anyway, this dude goes and starts getting drinks from another girl that works there, who I know for a fact is not the most not scoring the highest on the ethical test, if you know what I mean. And she decides to give him 4 more shots of Rumplemints. So this guy once again takes off his shirt and decides he wants to start a fight with one of the managers at work.
God.
Oh, fala.
Oh, yeah, and it was a big deal. And then the next day, I guess the insurance people came in, and I'm not sure if it was the same person or not, but it got brought up, and I got preemptively cut off at work. And at first I was pissed off, and then I saw my bill, and I was like, oh, shit, I did not spend that much money because I got cut off. And the best part was, since I'm buddies with the bartender and our server let the bartender know it was for me, I got pretty much a whole glass of vodka every single time I got my drinks. So I spent $2.50 for a glass of vodka about that big. Oh, yeah, I was fine.
So you paid for his sins, basically.
I had to pay for his sins, and I also tried to negotiate with the owner's daughter, who was the manager on duty at the time, and she kept telling me, well, you can call, I'm not going to use his name, but Big Boss, and ask him. And I'm like, I'm smart enough not to call Big Boss to waste his time asking if little old me can have a drink. I'm just going to ask him next time I see him.
Dude, I want to know what this Rumplemints is, because I've never had it, but maybe I'll try it. Maybe I'll want to take off my shirt and get in a fight.
Think if Jägermeister, instead of tasting like black licorice, tasted like spearmint gum.
That sounds great.
It is, and it isn't.
That sounds...
Can I mix that? Can I mix that with like a stout? Have like a chocolate, kind of like a Irish car bomb with like a chocolate mint.
Yeah.
You know?
I think it sounds great on paper. Probably not in practice.
We got to experiment. Maybe we'll try it on the show.
Spearmint.
As long as you don't say, let's try it at the Baby Metal concert, I'm not drinking crumble. That's a good way to get me into jail in Atlanta. I don't think that's going to be great.
Spearmint tastes like midlife crisis. I associate it. I associate it. Yeah, I associate it with my my stepdad growing up.
Oh,
He just always had the spearmint gum, and he's the only person I ever knew that actually chewed that shit.
I used to all the time. I used to chew gum, mint gum all the time.
Yeah, I used to
Spearmint
too.
though.
Mint gum's good.
Mine was peppermint.
I mean, I
don't
chew
know.
winter mint, but
What's the? How big of a fucking difference is it?
I don't know.
Huge difference.
I don't remember. It's been a long time since I've had.
You mean
spearmint.
winter-
Describe to
Wintergreen?
me the difference between spearmint, peppermint, and
Winter mint. It's an
You
orbit.
can't.
It's an
You
orbit
can't.
flavor.
whatever that alcohol was.
One's kind of sweeter. One's got more of a bite to it.
Oh, you're just talking out of your ass right now. I can tell.
No.
It's the
I
best
can
thing you
tell.
can say. There's nothing better to say than that. You have to taste the difference. And if you can't, I mean, if you have to ask,
You got to
me,
experience it. You should try
Doing
a
a
cool
commercial.
pie.
You must experience this for yourself.
Like you're like snow's about to fall on you.
Yes.
It tastes like snowflakes.
Yeah, Patrick, how you doing?
Doing good. Been feeling. I got a new job, and
Yeah.
what?
our pastime is
What?
playing cornhole. So my cornhole game's been getting stronger. lately.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I mean, he has a new job, but it's the same job.
Oh,
Yeah. Same job, better pay.
same place, just a promotion. Then.
No, different place, but the
Oh.
same
Different place,
kind of thing.
same company, but better pay. But yeah, my cornhole game's strong now.
Shit.
That's
Okay.
good to know.
Yes, it is. So
If we could take that, we're going camping this weekend.
yeah, we
could
are
take that with us.
the cornhole.
Do some cornhole. That'd be pretty good.
I don't
Love
think they'll let me
cornhole.
take it.
Just take no, I didn't like take your words cornhole.
I need this week.
If only we had time to play
Just-
cornhole at work.
Tell
Yeah.
them that they're taking it to go get it recalibrated.
Okay, yeah, I need
Yeah.
the bags recalibrated,
Mm-hmm,
and yeah.
Taking it in for a rim job.
Yeah, rim job. It's got to be the right weight. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, because they lose that sand stuff that's inside them over time.
Oh
Those
yeah,
little pouches.
yeah, those sands.
Yeah, you got to shave
one
the bags.
grain off. Yeah,
Yeah,
your whole game's off.
get them smooth out the bags.
It's really weird when you can see yourself in the reflection of Patrick's glasses.
Yeah, my glasses are so thick, you can see that.
Yeah, I see him.
Yeah.
I don't think that has anything to do with the reflection.
Yeah,
property.
not the thickness, no.
He just doesn't have the anti-glare, I guess.
No, I don't remember getting that or not.
You gotta have the anti-glare.
I
That's
will
$6
with my next
you'll
pair,
ever
though.
spend at the eye doctor.
Makes a world of difference.
Yeah, I'll do that next time.
Especially at night.
Yeah. Yeah, Becca,
Hello.
are you adapting to beach life yet?
I don't even think that that's the accurate way to describe it. I feel like I've been here forever.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're done? You just done with it? Is that?
I mean, it in a good way.
Oh.
I
okay.
don't feel like I've been here for 1 month. I feel like I've lived here for a long time, and I'm very happy.
You saying you feel like that's where you belong? Is that what kind of what you're saying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do.
Okay.
And last night, I got to see something really cool.
You're a cat at the beach.
No,
That
she
would be
hasn't left
interesting.
my apartment. She would love it. It's a giant litter box. We were wassailing last night, and we had a guy come upon us.
Daniel.
His name was Daniel, and by the way, he's good. Like, as in, we had to ask him several times, "Are you good?" Yeah. He comes up, and he's kind of a little rushy and frantic, and he goes, there's a bunch of fucking baby sea turtles hatching,
Yeah.
and
All messed up and nowhere to go.
no,
Yeah, he drunk, if anything. Although he did say he was sober, but I didn't believe it.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
You don't believe people like that on
Mm-mm.
the beach.
So I got to watch baby sea turtle make it.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't
Just
get
one.
murdered by a seagull or anything.
No,
I-
you don't really see seagulls at night.
Right. Yeah.
And there were 3 people surrounding it, basically. Like, we didn't touch it. The guy was going to try to, and we told him he couldn't. No lights or anything. We just kind of huddled around it, and I coaxed it, and I gave it words of encouragement, and it made it all the way to the ocean.
It was questionable there for a little while because it was low tide, and so it had a ways to go. It kept going kind of towards the water, and then it would turn around and go away from the water. It was like having a hard time finding water. And then, of course, when it does find water, the water's continuously pushing it back every time, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, let me ask you guys.
Picked it up and threw it.
Yeah, let me ask you, if that little turtle had gotten confused and gone the other direction, do you say, oh, that's a circle of life, or do you pick it up and put it in the water?
Yeah, you have
throw
to
it like you're skipping rocks, baby. You got to make it.
No, you got to leave it. You got to leave it alone.
I would put it in the water.
But there were plenty others. If it started to get lost, we could go and find some others.
No.
I'm with Steve-O. It's a circle of life.
You're just not supposed to, and it is tempting, and especially you're drunk and your inhibitions are a little different. You're like, oh, maybe just this one time, but really, you're just not supposed to do that. This is a
letter of the law versus spirit of law conversation.
I don't think so.
The man says I can't touch a turtle, so
no, it's not about the man. It's not about
this turtle is heading out toward the street, toward the road. If it keeps going that direction, it's either just going to get caught in some bushes, it's going to go out on the road and get squished. But no, I can't pick it up. That's wrong. That would just be wrong. I'm not supposed to do it. It's mama won't touch it if it's got human scent on it.
No, it's not that. It's that
they don't learn to survive if they're given the help.
It's just like you don't help you're not supposed to help a baby chick hatch
also,
from the egg, right? You're not.
That is proven that's bullshit. If you find a bird on the ground, just for the record, you see a baby bird on the ground, go ahead and get it.
That's why I used it as an example.
Yeah.
I mean, get the baby birds out of here.
A turtle on a road that's crossing a road. I have and I would stop and get the turtle. It's heading in this direction. I'll take it there. To me, that says it's trying to cross something that is not its environment.
Right.
That's different. Whereas the baby sea turtle is supposed to go across the sand to the water, and if it doesn't make it, it doesn't make it. But
if it doesn't, it's like, man, you're a weak bitch, and I guess you got to die.
I think
another public service announcement: if you find a turtle just chilling in the grass, don't throw it in the water because some turtles can't swim.
Yeah, well, you got to know your turtles.
Yeah. You got to know your turtle. Look at the paws. If it's got claws on it, don't throw it in the water. If it's got flippers, he's cool.
If it's big and round,
don't flush it down.
In the water. If it's flat. It's got flippers.
I think it's like they're supposed to have this sense of direction of where the ocean is, and if that is wrong, then maybe their sense of direction is off, and they're not supposed to.
Just gotta take them out of the gene pool. You just
gotta,
or let them take themselves.
You should just stomp them. You should just stomp them.
No.
If they're going the wrong direction, you just stomp them now and
take it home and raise it as your own.
You're the mama now.
Yeah.
What that would be like.
What are you gonna put that 50-gallon fish tank to use for? I mean, you bought it.
I was delivering.
Your salamander died. What are you gonna do?
I was delivering a pizza like last week. This was kind of out in the country, not in the neighborhood, but kind of out there. And I'm on this front porch, and over here there's a cage, and there's like these fucking guinea fowl in this cage, all crammed in this cage.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's another little cage over here. I can't tell what's in it. And then right next to the front door is a like a Tupperware thing like this big, and it's green with algae. It is like bright green, and there is a soft shell turtle in this thing outside by this door. And I just looked at it and I was like, these motherfuckers ain't taking care of you.
Yeah.
These idiots, what are these idiots doing? You're out in this tiny little box, and there was a pond across the street, and I was thinking, like, maybe tonight I'll just come out here and like steal this turtle. And I didn't.
Yeah.
I thought about
I know the house.
I thought about it.
It's probably one of those the kids found it and they wanted to keep it, and hopefully the parents.
In that water.
Oh yeah. You said it had the algae going.
That water had been there long.
It's on the porch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was not
good.
Talking. Yeah.
You can't just steal someone's porch turtle.
Torch turtle.
They're illegal to have in the state of Tennessee. You're
That's
not allowed to
right,
have
because they
turtle.
carry that salmonellas.
I should just take it out and crush
I
it
went
skull,
to a pet
because it
store and they
doesn't
were
know how to
selling
get to water.
They had to make a law because dumb people don't know to wash their hands before touching in their face after handling a reptile.
Yeah.
Wow.
Huh.
Well, you should just squash them. They're stupid.
At least they're not fucking armadillos up
I
there.
should have just punched that lady right in the face when she came out that door. For the turtles! Just
Jam a straw up her nose.
Oh my god.
Did you see? Okay, this is the funniest shit. I know it's stupid, but it's funny. We've talked about the plastic straw thing before. Did you see where Trump was selling on his campaign website? He was selling red Trump 2020 plastic straws.
No. That's funny.
Wow.
They made a shitload of, I can't remember how much, but it was like millions of dollars selling those straws.
Oh man.
Can we buy this online?
It's brilliant. Yeah, it was online. It was on his campaign website. They were
I might
selling
buy
red
some.
I'm
straws.
just gonna put Trump straws in the search engine and see what happens.
That's what I'm gonna do.
That's so funny. Hey, I have a tiny story to
there we
add
go.
on to something that Nathan had told a while back. And it's really brief, but
Oh, man.
you had previously said you were at a local bar and that some lady had come in who was working on a computer on the back porch
Mm-hmm.
and was bitching about somebody fucking in the car.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I had the opportunity to be
You fucking a car, Dave?
no.
Oh.
Now his daughters were
I have.
conceived. What are you talking about?
But I had
yeah, you got it.
an occasion to go take a delivery to somebody on the back porch of said bar on a computer. And as I'm driving, I'm working up the courage to say something about this to this person. I'm guessing that it's the same person.
Yeah.
And I got out and I realized that this person is actually somebody that I've seen at a laundromat nearby. And I went, oh, it's the same person.
It is that person, yep.
And so I got out. I said, well, this is different. And I said, I had a buddy who'd been here one night. And he said that you were out back and came in complaining about somebody bumping uglies out back. And she saw it. She said, yes! And she smacked her hands on the table. You have no idea how irritating that is. She just kept going on. I mean, I got every reaction I could possibly hope for from that conversation. But yes, that it's very funny.
Verified. I did not make that story up.
No, I knew you'd make the story, but was this that person? Was that? And obviously it was.
Thank God it was. Jesus Christ.
Right?
You walk up to somebody talking about bumping uglies.
What a
That's
weird
right.
thing to bring up to someone.
She's like, she calls back. She's like, your driver just sexually harassed me.
No, it was a fairly nice exchange, so it wasn't bad at all. And if I had gotten a bad feeling,
Dave,
my
did she
spidey
give you the $1?
she gave me the $1.
There you go. Now you know
Nice.
you're on the good list.
Yes.
You got the $1.
Just for the record, these straws
Yeah.
raise more questions than answers.
BPA free.
Liberal paper straws don't work. Stand with President Trump and buy your pack of recyclable straws today. BPA free, reusable, and recyclable, 9 inches long, pack of 10 identical straws as shown. Here's what I have the question. Laser engraved.
Yeah.
Plastic. Laser engraved. That's
it's
not
reusable.
not
It's
how that works.
recyclable and reusable. I don't think is it plastic?
Laser engraved? Why not?
I have a problem.
Laser
How are you
printer.
going to laser engrave something in plastic? The laser would just melt it.
No, it's
it's
the
very-
intensity of the laser.
Yeah, it's all
man.
about the intensity. Yeah, they can do
Yeah.
that.
It's made in the USA. They can do what they want with them.
You're going to pay $15 for 10
For 10 straws.
I don't think they're made of plastic. It doesn't say anywhere on there that they're made of plastic. It says they're reusable, recyclable.
Yeah, I think they're plastic.
Yeah, most of the BPA stuff is like that on water bottles that are reusable.
Yeah,
And
it's
that
just
is-
like a thicker plastic.
That's actually on his. Wow. And
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
says
Oh, yeah, this is-
all paper straws don't work.
ShopDonaldTrumpJr.com.
Yeah, it's just like they do
Donald Trump
gimmick
Jr.
stuff like that all the time. It's like meme. They do memed gimmick stuff. Obviously, a pack of 10 straws is not. You wouldn't want to normally pay $15. The understanding is that you're putting money into his campaign. Is the idea. And you're getting a funny thing. Oh, here's my red Trump straw.
Oh, right. I'm gonna buy 20 packs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Buy some. I want one.
All right.
I know a lot of people that would like these, actually. I just don't want to pay $15 for 10 straws.
I seen on eBay some guy with something for like $8
a piece.
But I don't know if it was a piece or per pack.
But that's not going to support Trump.
That's going to support some goddamn liberal, some carpetbagging literal.
Literal.
It's not some
literal carpetbagger.
Liberal paper
straw. They're reselling them two straws for $8.
Oh,
Jesus!
Wow,
that's still outrageous.
I mean,
that's a markup.
Are they can you still buy them? I mean, why would they?
We can add to cart right now, dog. Yeah. Right next to the Baby Metal T-shirt.
Yeah.
Well, the highest quantity you can select is 10. It's a selection thing. You can't just input your own quantity. It's just it's a pull down menu.
You're telling me you don't want to spend $150 on Trump straws right now, son?
I think that's what I'm saying.
I think he's gonna regret this one day when somebody finds a Trump straw in a sea turtle's nose.
It will be the straw that broke the camel's back.
Oh, Dave!
Straw that broke the
donkey's back.
Donkey's back. Yep, you had it. Did you guys see the story? And it was a woman was drinking out of a metal straw. She was at home. She tripped and fell, drove the straw through her nose, went into her brain. The woman's wife came in and found her on the floor making gurgling sounds. And then she later died from the metal straw.
Just like how the dude died in Con Air.
Trump should use that in a commercial for a Trump straw.
I'm pretty sure that could happen with just about anything you're holding in front of you if you fall.
Yeah.
Right, which is why you shouldn't do it. That's why every millions of people in Asia, when they have chopsticks, you eat like this. You have the chopsticks to the side. You don't eat this way.
Oh.
Well, that's incredibly inconvenient to eat that way,
it's weird to do it like that.
Either way.
But I mean, it's bad luck, and it's considered dangerous. That's
when you're eating with a fork, you do point the fork at yourself, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not as evolved.
Either way, she shouldn't complain. Phineas Cage had a spike through his brain. He lived just fine.
She's
pretty
dead,
good at eating.
She died. I don't think she's going to complain.
Man. Just, fuck the turtles. I guess that's the name. That's the name of the show.
Fuck the turtles.
Is that what the straws say on the back?
Tuck the fertles.
Doesn't show a back.
Trump 2020. Fuck the turtles.
What are they hiding?
But I'm gonna get my Latinos for Trump rally sign right now.
Should we get to voicemails?
Oh wait.
Yeah,
I've asked everybody but Steve-O how they're doing, and then tell me how you're doing, and then we'll do voicemail.
Yeah, well, actually, I do have kind of some big news. As of today, I'll be shooting under next Horizons Spaceflight. It's a news outlet on, I guess it's on the internet in general, but mostly they're on Facebook, and it's run by a guy named Matt Cutshaw, who I've hung out with at launches before, and I was trying to work out, getting my credentials for the upcoming SpaceX launch, and they were emailing me and be like, oh, what outlet do you work for? Who are you with and stuff? I'm like, well, I'm not really with anybody.
I'm with Verbal Assault.
Right. She was really cool about it. It was not automated responses or anything. She was like, I'm really sorry. We really do appreciate and respect the work that you do, but you have to be basically vouched for by some news outlet. And I just happened to be talking to him. We were messaging back and forth on Twitter, and I told him, well, I just got this email, and apparently I now, even though I got in for Falcon Heavy, now I have to be vouched for by a media outlet.
And wait, who said you need to be vouched for? This is somebody
SpaceX.
from NASA?
SpaceX, yeah. And and then she was like, apply in the future. Hopefully, you get paired up with somebody or whatever. And then he's like, well, I'd love to have you shoot under Next Horizons if you want to. And I was like, well, yeah, I didn't even know he ran it, honestly. I went to the page and I was like, okay, I've already liked this page and I've seen it and stuff. And basically what they do is kind of like what I do on Facebook, and, you know, post stuff, and then instead of like a long article, which I'm not capable of writing anyway, have a easy to swallow post about what's going on, right? And so he asked me if I'd want to shoot under his banner, I guess. And then so I emailed the lady back at SpaceX. I said, well, actually, I was talking to a friend of mine who runs Next Horizons Spaceflight, and he said that I can shoot under them. Is that okay? And she emailed me this morning, and she said, that works for me.
Yeah.
So that should mean, and me and him, we've been talking all night, and like we're so stoked because, you know, it kind of legitimizes him and his work, because he's built up quite a following on Facebook for that. He's got almost 3,000 likes on there. And, you know, so it's like, okay, well, he's legit enough for SpaceX, and then it also gets me out to the pad, and he's going to have photos to use on his page, and, you know, so it's kind of a mutual
So his
benefit.
organization didn't have somebody that was already out there.
No,
so
it's
you're
just
their
him.
guy.
No, I asked him, I was like, has it just been you this whole time? He's like, yeah, man, just me. And so, yeah, so I'm gonna shoot under him, and yeah, I should have no problem getting out. Now it's still gonna be in a question if NASA's gonna let me in. You know, I don't know if NASA is gonna see him as a legit news organization, but SpaceX is good, and I'm already approved for Air Force, and so it, you know, and then, you know, and even though like with the Air Force, I didn't get approved under Next Horizons, I'll still like have his watermark on the photos and stuff like that. You know, kind of help him build his thing and help me build my thing, and, you know, we'll help each other. So yeah, so it's cool. I should be able to, you know, go out to all the launches now that I want to.
That is
Awesome.
cool. Let me ask you real quick. You said you couldn't write up the thing. Why do you say that?
Well, when
I mean, you're very good at explaining it, laying it out.
Right, but I you know, I don't see myself as a writer, you know, like writing long articles and going into detail and referencing other articles and bringing in information from back whenever, you know. It's easier for me to just type off the cuff and not have to worry about citing sources and stuff. It's like, this is what's going on, and, you know, if you don't know about this, like that's what I use Facebook for. Whenever I make my posts on there, I write stuff as if I'm just telling my mom or my dad or something, like, this is what's going on here. I know that you're not as into it as I am, so let me explain it to you, because, you know, it's sort of like dumbing it down, but I don't like to put it that way, because I understand that some people are interested, especially your family, like, you know, they want to be supportive, but they don't know all the stuff, and so you try to explain it in a way.
You say, instead of say dumbing it down, you say in layman's terms.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what it is. And so it works out great, man. And Matt's a cool dude. We've hung out. Actually, we watched Falcon Heavy together. That was the last time we hung out, and we had a great time. So, good dude. I'm glad to be working with him.
Cool.
The start of a new partnership.
Yeah, it's cool. He's real stoked about it. Yeah, I like it's kind of, you know, I wasn't expecting his reaction, because he's like super stoked to have me, and I'm super stoked to have him. You know, it's pretty cool. Thanks, Matt, if you're out there.
Why don't you get married already?
I was gonna say that.
Steven's already finding his new friend.
Yeah.
Us behind.
Already?
After 4 years.
Yeah. Full
He's been rubbing elbows with the space elite, man. He's just too modest to tell you.
Yeah. We kind of talked about that, you know, about how, you know, I maybe could have asked someone to let me shoot under them, but, you know, you want to let people ask you, you know. And so, yeah, whenever we were talking, he's like, well, if you want to, you could shoot under Next Horizons. I'm like, fuck yeah.
So I'm waiting for that one really well-known established podcast to ask me to be the host.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like when the McElroy brothers, when one of those fuckers, somebody dies, and they say, Nathan, we need you. We need you right now. Justin dies. He says, Nathan, we need you.
No, it can't be Justin. It has to be Travis.
Well, you got to start hanging out in those circles. That's the key, you know.
Yeah, that's my problem. I don't really hang out in circles.
In circles.
That's my thing. Yeah, that's what I think. My buddy Chuck, I work out with. I'm trying to think if I told this story on the podcast, but anyway, we work out at Planet Fitness, and he just talks with everybody. He he makes friends with everybody in the gym, and I told him, I was like, man, because I'm like because we're doing supersets. He's doing a set, and then we're switching. I'm doing a set, so it's kind of timed. We're together, and we're doing this stuff, and we got to get it done in like an hour 15, hour and a half.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like waiting, and he's over there talking to some dude, and he comes back. I was like, man, I'm gonna get you a tank top that says Jim Butterfly on it. It's got a cute little butterfly right on top. He's like, man, I'm not. He's like, man, I'm not a butterfly. I'm networking. It's like, I'm networking.
That is true.
And yeah. I know it's true. It's true. Because he gets all these connections with people. He's got a guy giving him tickets to go to MMA fight Friday. Like he makes friends with people, and they just like give him shit. They're like, they just want to hang out and give him shit.
He's pollinating.
I got 9 out of my 10 jobs because I knew somebody.
That's true. Like I get Brad and Chuck to meet, and either Chuck will get Brad to go to church, or Brad will get Chuck drunk. One or the other. It'll be a great meeting.
Might be both at the same time.
Get drunk in church.
But yeah, so
a lot of wine in that Bible.
It's true. That is, like I say, that's one of those superpowers of just talk to people. It's okay. I still can't do it, but I like the idea of doing it.
Yeah, the thought is cool.
That's right.
Well,
you got to start somewhere.
Let's get drunk and meet some people at fucking Atlanta.
Yeah.
See if we can get on over to that old lounge Steve-O's so fond of.
Claremont Lounge?
The Claremont Lounge. Oh, man. You guys should.
I bet
you're like the only two guys I could actually imagine. Like, I've told so many people about this place, and nobody ever goes. Like, you guys
Brian's been there. Brian has
he has been there.
Yeah, Brian has been
awesome. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that sounds about right.
I get along with strippers pretty well.
Yeah, you guys totally should. Get a hotel room in Atlanta, go to the Claremont Lounge, and be done with it.
Okay.
Well, it'll have to be whenever Baby Metal lets out.
Yeah. Which, I mean, it'll probably be early enough to go.
We'll have plenty of time.
Yeah.
Get the concert. Just go straight to the Claremont Lounge.
I mean, like, real concerts like that are usually done by, like, 10 or 11, right?
Yeah, well, it starts at 9. I imagine it probably lets out at midnight. And then that leaves till 2 a.m.
And that's prime.
Whenever last call is in Atlanta.
Yeah, so save your money at the show. Don't drink too much at the show because they're going to be $10 a pop anyway. Wait till you get to Claremont
I'm
Lounge.
pre-gaming, baby.
Well, right, but either way, I'm just saying,
minis all the way.
Save your energy because they do PBR cheap. I don't know if it's $2 or $3 or whatever, but I remember the drinks being pretty cheap there. So. Yes, Claremont Lounge. Yeah, I can't wait.
Okay,
for y'all to go.
We're gonna have a great itinerary, and
my first experience in a strip club, and it's gonna be grannies.
It'll be they're alternative women.
Alternative.
That's how it was told to us.
I'm hoping mid-30s, Nathan. I'm hoping mid-30s.
Mid-30s.
Yeah, you got some of that all the way up to.
If it's better, then it'll be a pleasant surprise.
That's one of those sad things when you start to realize, like, hey, I'm 36, and then you like women. You look at women who are also 36, and you go, oh, right. So I'm old. I'm old, and the women that are my age they're starting to look old.
Well, the best part is men age like fine wine.
And so do some women.
Some women.
Oh, before I forget, the door is not on the street side. It's on the back side. It's not an alley because the parking lot's on the back.
That's going to be real important when we get dropped off.
You're going to be like, where the fuck is it? I don't want you guys to, like, give up. Like, oh, shit, we can't find it. Fuck it. Let's just go to the hotel. The door is around the back.
It's the black plastic bag of front doors.
Right.
Yeah. It's just to the right of the crime scene tape.
Yeah. Steve-O, we're going to do some Google Earth GPSing recon.
Yeah.
I want to be ready for this.
Do you really think somebody would give up after looking at only the front of a building?
It depends on how drunk and tired you are. Sometimes you're just like, fuck it.
Well, my boss was telling me last night, well, one of my managers, actually, not. He ain't a real boss. He was telling me that there was a bar that he used to go to that was completely Egyptian themed, and they would kick everybody out at 2 a.m. except for service people. And then the service people would have to vouch for the people other service people to come in, and then they would drink all fucking night till 8 o'clock in the morning.
Oh yeah.
Were they doing it like under like a private club type situation?
It was something where everybody had to leave, and then if you wanted to come back, you would have to make up an excuse and say, "Hey, I left my keys inside," but the bouncer would know you and say, "All right, go get them real quick."
You just gotta be in the know.
You gotta be in the know. You gotta network. You gotta know people, baby.
The bar I used to work at was like that.
Well, I'm just saying because you could, the bar could get shut down for certain alcohol.
It's super illegal.
Right.
And that's why they only let people in that know how to keep their mouth shut.
It's just like you just letting in people and then. They just block out the windows so you can't see the lights are on, and people stay there until morning.
There was a place in Birmingham that we played at that was they were open till like 6 a.m. because they were technically a private club, and so that allowed them to be open until 6.
You just show up and get your membership, and then...
sort of, yeah. You like write on a piece of paper, and all of a sudden you're a member.
Yeah.
$20.
Hey, Steve-O's voicemail.
Oh, yeah.
I almost forgot.
Yeah, we're only,
at the beginning of the show.
Hour and a half in this.
Yeah, about an hour. Yeah.
Yeah, right at the beginning. That's when we're doing it.
Be playing.
Stream just started.
Oh, God.
It all just started.
Streamlabs is acting crazy.
Oh, no.
Well, it just froze on Mixer. No big.
Oh, no.
It should be.
It came back. It came back.
Okay.
It's fine.
All right. I just had to cover up shit. Because we got phone numbers over here. We can't show y'all. All right, here we go. Voicemail.
Hey, guys. Jerry. Just listening to your extensive talk about ball sack waxing and brings up a few questions. One, what guy in their right mind would want the hair ripped off their balls? Obviously, that person's not in the right mind because he thinks he's a woman, but it just doesn't make any sense to me. Another, why is it legal for somebody of the same or opposite sex to apply wax and rip it off your balls while holding the shaft, but it's illegal if that wax was replaced with baby oil or KY and they just move their hand up and down a couple times, or skip all that and just sucked you off? Why is that illegal, but it's legal for them to rip the hair off your balls? Answer me that.
Well, Jerry, we don't have a great answer because it's
one has pain
same.
And one has pleasure.
That's right.
And if you want pleasure, you gotta pay for it.
We need to have Jerry back on the show because that is a brilliant question. And I don't know. I don't know why. I mean,
puritanical biblical laws passed down from the start of the country and the Christian vote.
No, none of those pilgrims were waxing balls.
No, guarantee. But were they doing a little rub and tug?
Probably.
Probably.
I bet
you want a little extra cup of ale? Meet me later behind the barrel. People had poor eyesight back then. Ben Franklin didn't come along with his bifocals till later. They couldn't see what was happening.
Becca, what do you think about that?
I think that it's basically the same thing as that it's legal for me to touch a regular turtle, but it's not legal for me to touch a sea turtle.
It's not legal for you to save a turtle, but you can touch a turtle. Yeah. It's
the spirit of the law.
And, keep in mind that some people get off from the pain of that shit. So it's still wrong, or you know what I mean? It's still, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I mean,
this is Dave. It's juggling balls.
Buggling jaws.
People need to watch the stream. You need to watch the video, people. You want to see Dave juggle some balls.
I can't. I don't want to get no testicular torsion.
Well, they're not
ball
your
juggling.
balls. They're somebody else's balls.
Still don't want to hurt somebody like that. It's pain.
It's a woman's balls, and she just wants to be waxed.
You can say all day long that you identify as a woman, but the parts that people are touching are not woman parts. So you can say all you want that this is not a penis, but it's a penis. Science will tell you that. So I think it's bullshit that lady had to close her shop.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
Appreciate that you said that. Steve agrees.
When we're talking anything like, I mean, it's not. I guess it's not like a medical procedure, but if something intimate like that.
It's an elective thing. It's a physical elective preference, and somebody's livelihood was just
ripped
destroyed.
away.
Ripped away like it was waxed off of a pair of balls.
Right.
Ripped right out of her balls. And it's just infuriating. And I hope that this guy can't find his way to the ocean like a sea turtle.
It's like a sea turtle.
I hope nobody helps him.
And and this person is probably just going, well, I should have done it. And it's to justify their cause. I don't care. I mean, it worked forever, maybe. Who knows? To set up that shop.
That woman should have called her husband in and said, "You wax the balls."
Yeah.
He should have gone in there and just ripped that dude's nuts off.
Hindsight's 20/20.
Yeah. Yeah. Patrick, you brought a story.
I got a story, but I got to take care of this cat. So give me just
my
a second.
Everybody's taking care of cats.
He's getting into stuff he's not supposed to.
Cats, turtles,
Trump straws.
Trump straw. Give that cat a Trump straw.
Well,
Let him be a real American.
While we're waiting, just so everybody is aware, if you ever want to win trivia, don't ask me or Steve-O to help you, because we are not good at it. Well, we weren't there, but if you had been at trivia tonight at the other place that we went, it was a lot different, a lot better, a lot easier, better questions.
Yeah. Trivia at Long Doggers is hard.
It is hard. I think the guy at Long Doggers like kind of prides himself in knowing a lot of random shit, and so he makes it.
I got a trivia question for you.
You guys didn't have me on your team, then. Yes.
Well, actually, we did. We said that. We said, well, whenever Nathan comes down, we got to go for trivia night because he like you have a different set of knowledge that I don't have. You know a lot about completely other things.
Toidles. Know about Toidles?
Yeah. Well, there was one that was a gimme. He said, "Okay, there is a star cluster," and then Becca immediately just looks at me, and he goes, "That one of its names is the Seven Sisters, but what is?"
Pleiades.
Well, Brad knows.
Yeah.
And I knew as well. So that was like the only one that was like precisely in one of our wheelhouses. You know.
He literally grabbed the paper and pen from me so he could write it. He was so proud.
I thought you slid it over to me.
Nope, you took it.
Oh.
Nathan, I'll give you a trivia question that was asked tonight, and one of us knew the answer. And it was the former capital of Japan, and it was an anagram for Tokyo.
Didn't we talk about this and I had it wrong? I feel like we
I don't know why we would have.
Wasn't Osaka the former? Well, you said it was an anagram.
Yeah. How do anagrams work?
It's a scrambled word. It's all the same.
Is that all it is?
Yeah.
Yokota.
Okay. Because I watched.
Man, Nathan.
I watched Silence of the Lambs recently, and it was
You're killing me. They had sumo there, bro.
There were anagrams in it.
Kyoto.
Patrick.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Kyoto.
Boom. Yeah.
Brad knew it. He got it.
Sumo, like the last tournament was Nagoya, so
yeah. It turns out that they just go to different places, so that's how they can justify having the arenas where they do.
There was one question on trivia tonight that was, "What do you call the captain of a yacht?"
Ooh.
And we all deliberated for a while, and somebody was like, "Is it just captain?" And then we talked about it, and then,
Bosun.
No, and I was thinking about Gilligan's Island. I said, I think it's a skipper. And they were like, no, he's like the bitch of the boat.
Yeah,
Skipper's the bitch of the boat.
I always thought Skipper was like the second in command or something.
We put little Yachty.
No, we didn't. One of the girls at the table, I guess, looked it up or something, and she said it's what was the word?
Eating bitch is what she is.
No, what was the word? Honcho. It was honcho. And so I was like, okay, whatever. I guess maybe that's where head honcho comes from. So I wrote it down. But it turned out.
Listen to fucking
You
Yeah,
cheated?
they-
Their name. She's dumb as fuck.
That doesn't sound right at all.
but it is a skipper.
Okay.
Oh.
There you go.
FYI.
But somebody
That's a cat.
looked it up. You ain't supposed to do that.
Kaylee's
Well-
dumb,
Yeah, that's
and I meant to tell Becca that before, but there was never a good point to tell.
Well, nobody else-
hey,
nobody
this
else
girl
had a
next to
good
me is
answer.
super dumb. Don't listen to anything she says.
because on Gilligan's Island, the head guy was Skipper. Yeah, you had it right.
And then somebody else was like, that's just what they called him. That was just his nickname. And I said, no, they called the professor. They called the skipper. Like that's what they, I guess just those two, but still.
Dave, did you know that? The answer to that?
No, I would have went captain.
Oh,
Yeah.
you
Like it's
seem-
supposed to be a trick question or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you Google what do you call a captain of a yacht, you can't see anything other than captain. Everything says captain.
Mm.
But
Yeah,
it's
I didn't know that.
Well, what makes it a yacht versus another kind of fucking boat? I mean,
I don't know how rich you are when you buy it.
I think it,
right.
I think a yacht's more of a private vessel as opposed to a military
have-
vessel.
Girls in bikinis on the back of it.
It's a yacht.
It's a yacht.
Okay, so the Google definition: skipper, noun, the captain of a ship or boat.
Skipper.
So it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that the skipper was not the one in charge. I thought it was somewhere down the line.
You
I
clearly
thought it
didn't
was
take
like
advantage
a
of Gilligan's Island.
first
The
mate or a
first
lieutenant,
mate, and
like
then a
Star
bosun.
Trek or something.
Yeah, first mate, then a bosun, and then there's a steward.
Was Gilligan a thing on the boat? Did he work on the boat?
He was a Gilligan.
He was little
Was
buddy.
he the first
Gilligan.
mate?
Gilligan was just a
You never
Comic
seen a
relief.
Gilligan on a boat?
Wasn't he the skipper's first mate?
Gilligan is
I think
the
you
guy
might be
that-
right.
The Gilligan is the guy when you catch a fish, he cuts the heads off. That's
Right.
a Gilligan.
Okay, so
really.
then why would anybody that's ever seen Gilligan's Island think that Skipper was not the guy in charge?
They weren't watching it for the nautical experience.
And why
That's why.
Why was it Gilligan's Island if he's not the one in
Because-
charge?
He was the main character.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
why?
all the stories kind of
Why?
rotated around him,
Why?
just kind of floating back and forth between Marianne.
That was just catchy.
It's true. When people look back on Gilligan's Island, they don't really think about Gilligan, do they? They think
I
about
do.
everybody else.
I think about Gilligan all the
You think
time,
about
actually.
The Professor, Marianne, and the other hot chick. And then you think
Ginger?
about Ginger, and you think about the
Old
rich,
people.
yeah, the rich old people, whatever their fucking names were.
When I watched Gilligan as a kid, that's when I decided I liked his hat and I wanted to own one.
And
That
you
is
do to
why
this
I wear
fucking
those
day.
hats to this day.
Yep.
The bitch of the
Cool
boat
hat.
hat.
I passed you. You were going home. I passed you. I was working. You were going home. You had that hat on. Got your hands at 10 and 2.
That's me.
We have a couple things to get to, right?
Patrick.
I
Sorry,
got a story.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good.
So here's my trivia question. Who should get the Mother of the Year award?
I got a guess.
You better not be cheating.
I am cheating.
Nobody. Nobody's
Is
gonna
it the
answer.
lady
I mean, I thought you were going to give us options.
Any bitch
no,
with a
no.
face tattoo
Anybody.
and smiling in a
he's already
mugshot
sharing.
is an idiot.
Well, I just
Who
switched
should
over
get-
to it, man.
Oh,
I can't
I
help
can't.
that these people.
I can't
have-
see it.
okay.
Yeah,
So
only
Andy,
Dave has it. Oh, no,
What
I
did
guess
this
Brad has
horrible person do? I guess is my
Mom
question.
yells racial slur. Arrested for leaving a baby in a car while she drank shots.
it.
She
Those
went
two
to
I'd
things-
let her
nightclub.
suck me off.
Those two things, like, mom yells racial slur and is arrested for leaving baby in car. While
Yeah,
she
you
drank
just
shots.
assumed.
Lead with racial slur. That's the year we live in
You
now,
see it?
2019.
You see a woman being arrested, yelling a racial slur, drunk in public. You go, okay, where's the baby in the car?
Right.
The cops immediately phone it in. We got a baby in the car in the vicinity. We need a
Somewhere.
surf net.
I'm gonna share my screen here.
Yeah, you got to, because this picture, man, I mean,
Oh, yeah.
her knuckle tats while she's holding up.
It says
Oh.
baby car.
No, it says
Does
live
it?
free as she's being arrested.
Her ass says die hard.
All right. So here it is. Here, you guys see it?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
all tatted up.
She has gauges, right?
Yeah.
Of course she does.
Yep,
Yeah,
gauges.
yeah. They took him
Yeah.
out though.
Big titties, though.
God, what a
That's how she got
mess.
so far.
Yeah,
Absolute mess.
She went out to a nightclub to go drink shots while she left her car running with the baby inside it.
Oh no!
Oh, and this is
I
in
also know
Knoxville,
that
too.
a girl named Vaughn
No,
that
it's
spells
in
her name
Texas.
the same way.
That's her last name.
Yeah. This is in Texas, is where it's at. It's just on Knoxville.
It's on
News
Knoxville
channel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wait, wait.
Local news channel, but
Hey,
Texas.
can you read for us what she yelled?
Yes, I can. All right. So one of the officers went inside the nightclub. 6 minutes later, they smelled alcohol on her. Blah, blah, blah. Then she yelled, "You will not take my child and place her with a fucking N-word," is what the affidavit said.
I mean, that's par for the course in Texas, isn't it?
Is that just what?
Is that what they do?
Yeah.
Is that how the foster
can't-
parent thing works?
Yeah.
That's how it works in Texas, apparently. But yeah, I just thought it was hilarious seeing that.
Wait,
that she went out
read
to
it later.
Her blood
further.
alcohol was
It
one
was
or
was
0.14.
0.148. The legal limit's 0.08.
Yeah, keep
Jesus
reading
Christ.
that.
Almost twice the legal
told-
That's
Yeah.
I put up higher numbers when
Yeah.
I had my DUI.
Vaughn told the officer she drove to the club to pick up her husband and went inside to use the bathroom. Then she said she found her husband and sat with him while she drank the 2 shots. The officers started to take her into custody. She tried to pull away and dropped to the ground. Then, according to the affidavit, she continued to thrash her body around, yell, and throw herself about.
Like the hokey pokey.
Gotta start yelling at Ratchet.
Officers say she got a small cut on her forehead after she hit her head into a steel bar inside the patrol car.
Oh, they didn't tuck her
Yeah.
head down. Oh, that's not her
Nope.
fault.
She's facing a charge of abandoning, endangering a child with intent to return. Her husband, the infant's father.
Wait. Her
Yeah.
husband and the infant's father.
Yes, and the infant's father.
Oh,
Is it
no,
different
no,
people?
no, it's the
As
same.
well as
It's the same.
the infant's
Her
father.
husband and infant's father is not. Otherwise, if it was 2 people, it'd
Okay.
say
They're
are
they're
not.
they're,
Okay.
they're
Yeah,
wanting
yeah.
to make it known
Okay.
that he is
Yeah,
the biological
All right.
father.
Okay.
Is not facing any charges. So, yep, she's just
Good.
smiling in her arrest photo,
Live free.
in her mugshot.
Well, that's what I did in my mugshot. You got to make the best of a bad
Yeah.
situation.
Becca's so proud.
I'm
of
not
that.
sure that helps you in court, though. If you have a smiling mugshot.
Oh, I wasn't
yeah.
actually smiling. I asked them if I could wink, and they said no.
Oh,
She's a winner.
Yeah.
she is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Copper's
Give her a
Cove
trophy.
Police Department. Well, there you go.
Yep.
Well,
Way to
there's
go,
the
kiddo.
Mother of the Year award. Goes to her.
Samantha
That's
Grace
right.
Vaughn.
26.
26. Of Copper's Cove. Struggled, cursed, and hurled a racial epithet.
Epitaph.
Epitaph.
Epithet is
Epitaph.
Epithet.
Epitaph.
No, that-
Epitaph is something
It's
different.
something
yeah, it's
completely
something
different.
else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She yelled R.I.P.
Becca.
Hmm.
I hope you've been writing this whole time.
Whoa, we are so not done.
I was about to say interjection because I thought I was given instructions earlier, so I also did some writing.
I was hearing. Really?
Yeah, well, I thought I was told to do something that normally is Becca's job. So I,
By who? By Becca?
by Becca herself.
It was an experiment. I
Becca,
asked.
are you? This seems like.
I'm gonna need you to sign off on
I
it real
still have a
quick because he's
story.
not buying it.
Dave, you have a story? I thought we already. I thought
No,
your story.
yeah.
Oh, I thought your story was the
No,
one
I,
about the people banging in the car.
I sent
the
Steve-O
girl.
something.
Yeah, and I had,
Oh.
I had a couple things I wanted to
That's.
touch on.
I mean, I heard like 5 seconds of nobody saying anything.
Well,
so
I was
just-
waiting for you to say, all right, move on to the next story.
I thought
Yeah,
we'd already
host.
gotten it. I thought we'd gotten it.
Yeah, we got one
That-
from Dave, and
I
then I've
talked
got
to
a
everybody.
couple.
Yeah, I
That's
thought
fine.
you already got it.
I'm not
That's the
done
thing.
with mine. I'm
But
not
how
prepared.
you do it? You said you told us about you getting your thing.
Yeah.
your thing, and then Dave told us about the one girl that we delivered to.
My thing during the introductions was just like a quick thing, supposedly.
Quick thing.
Yeah, mine was just a quick thing that the article haven't read yet.
Yeah, let's do it.
Fuck, go ahead.
Settle in, son.
We're only like
you're
an hour
You're
in.
in for more podcasts, baby.
We're only an hour in.
Well, we're more than an hour, but still.
We're an hour and 20 minutes in.
All right, I'm going to choose to read this article because it's a well-written article, and it's from Jalopnik. It was out 5 days ago, and I'll read most of it except for the technical part where it's talking about the math. Entitled Tesla Jackass Parks on Stranger's Lawn Steals Electricity for 12 Hours. There's sort of a stereotype of Tesla owners having this elevated sense of self-worth and entitlement, since they believe that the fact that they drive a fast, luxurious electric car means they're saving the world for the rest of us drooling simpletons. Of course, like all stereotypes, this is likely unfair and can't possibly be true for all Tesla owners. But when you see dipshits doing things like this, you get where it comes from. And by this, I mean a Tesla owner parking on a stranger's lawn to steal power from them for 12 hours. So as a TV station reports, the stranger in question was homeowner Phil Fromini, who lives in a tidy house in Lake Worth, Florida. Last Friday morning, Fromini's lawn care guy knocked on his door and asked him to move his car. He was confused as his car was in the driveway. He soon found that the lawn care guy was talking about the white Tesla Model 3, which was parked on his lawn and the sidewalk, tethered to his house via an electrical cord plugged into an outside 128-volt outlet.
That's straight up theft, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that
Yeah.
theft?
Oh,
Yeah,
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fromini didn't know who owned the car, and in a remarkable display of kindness and patience, didn't immediately yank the plug from his house and urinate on some tires and call a tow truck. Fromini waited a few hours before calling police, who determined the car wasn't stolen and found the owner's name around noon. The owners, a man and woman, returned, and the car, according to neighbors' report, had been there since at least the previous midnight, leaving the total charge time about 12 hours. If we use the average cost of kilowatt, blah, 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 12 cents, blah, 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 it's about $2. By the way, making the cost not too different than a gallon of gas. Okay, not a whole lot.
I would have towed their asses.
Right, yeah. Okay, not a whole lot of money, but that's hardly the point here. Who the hell just parks on someone's lawn without permission and plugs into their house? A jackass, that's who. I'm about certain that a man as seemingly understanding and kind as Fromini would have happily let them plug in if they had bothered to ask, and likely would have helped them park somewhere off his lawn. The jerks who owned the Tesla said they were visiting a friend. I'm not sure why they didn't park at the friends and plug into the friends, but still.
Yeah, that's a good question.
When they realized they were out of power and offered no compensation or apologies, according to a Facebook post left by Fromini's wife. Fromini declined to press any charges. He certainly could have against the owner and did not demand compensation because he's a saint, apparently. Conversely, I feel like most of us would be telling the Tesla owner that, no, we had no idea how all that feces ended up on their hood. Probably a sick raccoon. I think I'd be fine to ask a homeowner to do this and offer them some compensation. I mean, give the owner, what, $10? How hard can that be? And, also, you could consider not parking on someone's fucking lawn for 12 hours. Who are these people? Why are they so terrible? Why can't they read the damn range indicator in their car's stupid dashboard tablet? Do they do shit like this all the time? If so, how are they not just a disembodied voice coming out of a cigar box by now? There you go. This is why Tesla stereotypes come from. Don't be like them. So I thought that was particularly funny because
that's awesome.
Seriously, I mean, if you were visiting a friend, wouldn't you just done it there?
Yeah.
They ran out of juice. They had to stop.
Can I charge my phone? Can I charge my car? It's the same fucking conversation. Nobody fucking cares. But when you do it without permission, it's an asshole move.
Yeah.
And you're parking on their lawn. That's
the biggest asshole move right there,
man. I mean,
he just carries around an extension cord. long enough to reach someone from someone's house to the edge of their yard?
I
Fits in the
bet
trunk,
this happens
bro.
often.
Just get like 10 of your friends and fucking get over and tip that fucking car over on its roof.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'd
Sweet.
tip
You're
a
an
Tesla.
asshole.
You're
Yo,
doing that.
yo, yo.
That's crazy. Well, that's my bit.
All right.
All right, time to move on to the next thing.
I wanted to touch on some big news. So last week, before the internet went out, I don't know if anybody noticed, but I had it on a stream. I had it on one of the streams that was covering the Star Hopper. And you guys remember the Star Hopper? It's the test vehicle that SpaceX has built over in Texas. They are putting their new Raptor engine in, which is a full flow stage combustion. This type of engine has never left the ground. Okay, people have been trying to build engines like this. I think the reason is they're like highly efficient and whatever. But they've never left the ground. And my hope was that while we were on the podcast, it would happen, and that'd be kind of neat, that I'd be like, oh, let's go, it's happening, it's hopping. Well, it ended up not happening that night, but it did happen Thursday night. They actually got off the ground. And here, let me share my screen. In the next day or so, Elon Musk shared a couple videos. They had cameras obviously attached to the rocket, and you see the engine with this beautiful blue flame. I cannot wait to see that thing in real life. Because, as it is now, all rocket flames, they're yellow, right? And obviously there's some yellow to this, but like right at the nozzle as it comes out of there, it's this blue color. It's really cool because it's methane. It's not traditionally it's like hydrogen or kerosene or something. And then you got this other video that it's a drone thing. So what this means is like this is the first time that anything Starship related has actually flown, and that they are significantly far along in the development of this engine that is going to power the Starship. And I think that as they move forward, they might. I mean, it's not like SpaceX is not taken seriously, but when it comes to the Starship, I think a lot of people in the industry are like, we don't know if they're really going to be able to do it. But the fact that they've got their engine working good enough to make this hover happen, and now they only went up, I don't know exactly the height, but the plan was 20 meters. Go up 20 meters, translate over. They translated over just far enough to clear like all the ground equipment and stuff, and then set back down. It didn't move that far, but it moved. And here in a couple weeks, and they already have the road closure dates going on because they closed the roads around the area, leading up to these tests. And they're going to do a 200-meter hop next here in about 2 weeks. And all this is just, it's just really cool because they're actually going to be able to build this fucking thing. And we got one right over here that they're going to build too. And they actually have started to clear a path because everybody's been wondering how in the hell they're going to get this thing out to Kennedy. Because it's massive, and there are no roads that could get you from where they're building it out to the launch pads. And they've started to clear a path. And according to Elon, by the end of the year, both Texas and Florida Starships will have a hop, like the actual Starship, not just this little Starship hopper. So yeah, they're moving forward. Like it's in terms of space flight, this is a breakneck speed, the development of this thing. And the fact that they're so open about it, I mean, it's out in the open, so they kind of have to be open about it. But it's, I think it is going to serve to put a fire under the asses of, I don't know, NASA, the Trump administration, the Congress people, because, they've got other plans for other rockets, but they're not going to work quite as good as this thing will, I think.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about the government machine. It's like...
It's tough, yeah. Okay, so enough about that. Now, listeners may remember that a few weeks ago I talked about this thing called Lightsail, and they launched it on a Falcon Heavy about a month or two, whatever that was. And a couple weeks ago, they unfurled their sail, and they've been doing their tests, and they've been doing their little rotation thing where whenever they're going away from the sun, they put the sail perpendicular to the sun, so it's propelling them, and then as they're coming back around the other side, they turn and go edge on with the sun, so it's not slowing them down. Well, as of today, they have announced mission success because they have successfully raised the orbit of the Lightsail, meaning we now know, and it's been theoretical up till this point. Like, we think that this would work, but now we know for certain that you can sail through space on light. There's no other propulsion is happening. They have those things, I think, on board, but they're not using those. The only thing they're using is those little gyros or reaction wheels inside it to turn it that 90 degrees to either be perpendicular to the sunlight or edge on with the sunlight. And so they've successfully raised their orbit, and now we know that that's a thing. And one thing that this could mean in the future is a thing called breakthrough starshot that was announced a few years back, actually while Stephen Hawking was still alive. He was one of the people that was on board with that. What they would like to be able to do is send up a bunch of these really small spacecrafts with tiny solar sails on them and shoot lasers at them and let the light from the photons from the lasers actually propel them through space and possibly reach a significant percentage of the speed of light and
I remember
reach
that.
our Alpha Centauri in like 20 or 30 years or something like that, but way faster than we can even imagine right now. So, yeah. Cool, man. Fucking.
That is cool.
Lightsail.
Go Lightsail.
That's dope.
Yep. That's it.
That's awesome.
If they had, when they, in like however many hundreds of years, and they build a generation ship, when we find another Earth, and they build a generation ship that's going to take however long to get there,
Yeah. It would have to be on something like this, yeah. And the thing about the propelling it because if you get too far from the sun, then the sunlight is too spread out to really do anything, and that's why having a laser focused on a sail from Earth, where the infrastructure can be as big as it needs to be, you've got all the energy you need because you're on the ground. You can just point that laser up at the sail, as far away as it gets, and you can keep on propelling it and increasing its speed over time. Of course, once it gets to the other star, there's no infrastructure at the other end to slow it down, so basically it'll end up being a flyby.
Oh, that won't
work. Yeah, so
if
it's a generation,
just tilt the sails to lower the.
You could,
have some nuclear engines on it, or something.
Yeah, you'd have to have something, but yeah, you'd be able to conserve that energy for when you get there, and then you turn your engines facing, your prograde.
Turn your sail prograde your engine or prograde your sail, and then you have to still deal with.
I guess
descent,
it's retrograde.
Yeah,
you point the engine in the direction you're going, slow yourselves down, but you didn't have to use any of that fuel to get there. So it means you just don't need that much.
All right. Kegel says he's going to fly in the Millennium Falcon tomorrow.
Oh wow!
Oh, awesome!
Oh yeah.
Oh, he finally gets his trial run.
So he's the Galaxy's Edge thing.
Right, yeah. They're like just opened it, and I guess they're having their like employee day or something.
Now I don't want to step on his shoes and or whatever, but what I've heard about that whole thing is that it kind of sucks.
Really?
Stop.
That's what I've heard.
Stop.
And I literally saw stories of people like they were just like, nobody's like, you would think there would be crowds, but like nobody's out here. If you want to go see Galaxy's Edge, you just get on out there.
Go right on out there. At Disney World, I was at Disneyland or both.
This was what I heard. The stories I heard was Disneyland.
Well,
yeah, Land's been out.
That one opened first.
I guess
Disneyland sucks.
When they opened the Harry Potter thing at Universal, I was actually at that with my family the very first week it opened, and it was fucking insane. It was like crowded standing room. It would take you 10 minutes to walk 3 feet. I mean, it was fucking terrible. But everything I've been hearing about the Galaxy's Edge, at least in Disneyland, is that it's just like nobody cares. And I don't know if that's just the recent movies are so fucking bad, and everybody's just kind of disenchanted with Star Wars now, and the old school fans don't care, and there aren't really any new fans. So
doubt it.
You doubt it? Do you?
I do. Kegel, don't listen to him. You go and have a good time.
I'm really trying to shit all over Kegel's good time.
No, I think that that's your opinion about Star Wars now. I don't think
that is just one the little reports of the crowds that Disney expected to have. They were like hyping it up and expecting to not be able to handle the crowds,
right?
And it was actually way below expectations. That's not an opinion. That's not an opinion thing. It's just a numbers thing.
Well, people are still trying to not like break down the doors because they assume everybody else is breaking down the doors, so they'll go later.
Yeah, it's like not wanting to be the first person up to a buffet.
Yeah, I was wondering if that might be it. Like people are like, I'm not going to go in the first month that it's open.
It doesn't. Yeah, but there's enough people that want to go.
I can't be a fan of the new Star Wars stuff, but that's just me.
Yeah, but Dave, did you ever watch any of them, Dave?
I did. I mean, I don't think I watched Rogue One, and I don't even know what order they are anymore. You know, I mean, I saw the first three, which aren't the first three apparently, and those were my go-tos. And then, they did the other ones, which it says something that I couldn't even name them. I mean, I've seen them, but I still couldn't even name those. I remember all the ones that I really liked, but that's just me. I'm 50, so
I mean, I feel you. Like the original trilogy, it cannot be matched, and there's a certain kind of like a hokiness and like unpolishedness to it. And now, the new ones are just super polished.
I'll tell you the exact moment they lost me in 7. It was when a dude shot the laser pistol at Kylo Ren, and he stops it, and then he takes the dude hostage while he's still holding the beam. Why didn't he just fucking grab the dude, put it in front of where the beam was going to shoot, and grill him there? Like, yeah, you're about to get shot in the face with the laser beam, instead of doing whatever the fuck he did.
Yeah, that was still the coolest part of that whole movie, though.
It could have been even fucking cooler.
If he had just held it in front of it with the
shot
force,
with your own laser beam in the
then
face,
just like
unless you tell me that fucking
into
rebel's
his
coming.
eye, just slowly,
just like held his head to it.
It could have been more badass.
And Disney's like, kids, don't you want to buy a
emo bitch?
Hey, kids, don't you want to buy a Kylo Ren toy? Look what he's doing. The guy's like, ah! And this fucking thing is slowly burrowing into his skull.
You want to show the fucking savagery of the dark side, and you don't fucking put that dude's face right up to the laser beam that he shot himself? Come on. I get it's Disney, but still. You want to paint your bad guy bad, paint him fucking bad.
Yeah, really.
Use a hard black. Don't use he's just soft gray.
Because he did fucking murder Han Solo, his father.
Yeah. There is an obvious reason. There's an obvious reason why they're not painting him to be the most badass bad guy. They're painting it to where you don't know what he's thinking.
He's gonna come back around in episode 9 or 10 or whatever the fuck.
They're painting it to look like he's got emotional problems with all this shit, and he can't make the choices he needs to make. That's why
I can tell that from the haircut.
Bro needs some couch time.
The only way to save episode 9 is for Kylo Ren. So Rey goes to the dark side. She goes bad, and then Yoda and
Obi-Wan.
You got Yoda.
Obi-Wan.
You got fucking Obi-Wan. You got Luke. All the fucking Force ghosts come back, and they all talk to Kylo Ren, and they all turn him back to the light side. His dad comes back, and they're like, dude, you're the only one that can do this. And they say some really nice shit to him, and he comes back to light. He finds Jesus, and then he goes, and with Luke Skywalker come back from the grave. They fight evil Rey with black eyes shooting lightning out of her fucking hands and shit. They defeat her and they fucking kill her. And that is the only way to save that series. Otherwise, it's going to be shit. And guess what? It's not going to happen. And that movie is going to be dirt. It's going to be garbage.
It would be badass if it did that flip.
I hope that's
the bad one. That would be awesome.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank
You
you.
are definitely sawing on the branch we're sitting on.
Sawing on Disney's branch. They fucking killed Star Wars. And they're going to kill Marvel. They're killing Marvel now, too.
Oh, the saw.
It's gotten worse for sure.
You want to see fucking Natalie Portman with her fucking skinny little arms wielding Thor's hammer and being
She's
called
the
Thor?
new Thor.
You want to do that? Yeah. There you go. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
She's going to look like she's wearing Daddy's Halloween costume.
Wow, I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's happening. I did see that on the
I really
news.
like
Shaved
Natalie
head?
Portman, but she ain't
Shaved
no
head
Thor.
or no?
Her
Shaved head or
arms
no?
are like, or they're like this big around.
Apparently,
Yeah,
Thor
that sounds
does
about right.
something wrong that makes him not be able to wield the hammer
And
anymore.
they turn him into a girl.
Or have a son.
Nah, he just gets his balls waxed.
Do they call her Thor?
Yes.
Yes.
It's got to be Thora.
This is weird.
No, it's just
it's just weird. It's hard to
That's-
follow. Make up a new character.
Yeah. Well.
Why? Yeah. Why take?
I don't have a problem with the girl, but Santa Claus is not a woman. You know, it's like characters are
Unless she says so.
Yeah, oh yes, unless Santa Claus is side.
Unless Z says so.
It just doesn't make any sense, man. It's like, why?
You can ruin anything.
I mean, they had He-Man and then they had She-Man, right?
She-Ra.
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 That's a totally
I
different
don't
thing.
remember that action.
That's the guy
figure from
closing.
the 70s.
That's the
Massage
porno
parlors
parody.
down
He-Man.
That's the guy that wants his balls waxed, but
Yeah.
he's not a guy.
Superman.
Oh.
It's the guy in
Ma'am.
GameStop.
Oh man.
All right. So, is it time? Because
Yeah.
I have something to say.
Yeah.
I decided today when I was hanging out with Brad, I said, you know what I think would be really cool is if somebody else wrote the poem today. And I don't like, and so Brad was like, well, I guess it's going to be,
I mean, she was having the conversation with me, so I kind of thought it was going to be me.
So
Ain't gonna
I
be
did,
me.
I did forget and I wrote a poem, but
That's fine. We need somebody to play cleanup here.
okay. So you did do it and you're,
I did do it, and I feel all right, and
Can
I
we
had
not
enough
have,
time to
like,
stall.
A poem rap battle.
Sure.
Oh,
yeah.
that'd be sweet.
Sounds good.
how does that work? You're going to
Well,
play
I
something
Like
trash
slam
track?
poetry.
Yeah, you
Well,
just
Just
do
slam it out.
Yeah, you just slam it out.
The whole
Slam it
poem.
out.
Like,
right?
how
Like,
do I slam it out?
Slam it
Yeah,
out.
you do your whole poem,
Yeah.
I got it. It
but
feels,
you got to do it with
feels
feeling.
all right.
You can't just
It's-
read it off.
I'm just
That's right.
anxious. I'm anxious to see what if we wrote any of the same stuff down. You know, like
Imagine-
I'm sure we did.
We're going to scarf
Imagine-
down the creativity.
yeah. I hope you're hungry.
Imagine that you are
that-
in a little cafe in Seattle, and
Battling Eminem.
you have just been named the next Thor.
That's right.
Well, let
You
me
make
put on
one.
my glasses then.
But
call
instead
Thor,
of a
yeah.
hammer, you're fighting for the golden beret.
Hmm,
Yeah.
I want that beret.
Oh, she's got her.
Oh, here we go. You
Oh,
guys
we're doing
should be watching the
sunglasses?
stream, folks.
The Bradley
gonna say,
Living sunglasses are over there.
Brad
and I
said he was
can't
put
read
on
them.
glasses, and he put on reading glasses.
You said Seattle.
That's right.
You said Seattle. So I
Oh,
was
man.
like, oh, it's reading glasses
You
time.
went Ben Franklin on us there.
Yeah.
But I have my contacts in, so I cannot read if I use the glasses. So I'm going to have to
Like
look
such
over
a
the glasses.
Little old man right now.
Holy shit.
Little old man. Okay. All right, ready?
All right, yeah, Brad, go first.
Glasses are coming off in dramatic style. For
Yeah,
the
Challenger
podcast
goes
listeners.
first.
All right. The title of the poem is Spearmint Tastes Like a Midlife Crisis. Lead with a racial slur. The food's getting cold. I feel like I've been here forever. It's the circle of life. Some people get off from the pain. The bitch of the boat. One's sweeter, one's got a bit of a bite. You're sawing on the branch we're sitting on. We're going to flip that Tesla. The entrance is around back. We're getting on the generation ship. Face to the laser. You're going to pay $15 for 10 straws. My cornhole game is stronger now.
All right.
Nice.
There you go.
Yeah, I really thought.
Not bad for
I
a
thought
first
Brad
attempt.
was gonna slam it out, but it turns
Yeah.
out he can't read his own handwriting.
Yeah,
Turns out, yeah,
he's
you're
got
right.
flow issues.
Yeah, I can't read my own handwriting.
Needs a-
but such is the life of a server. I'll figure.
Does
I remember what you said. I just wrote it down for fun.
Does somebody want to beat?
All right, Becca. Yeah, get Becca a beat.
Okay, hang on here.
Oh
So-
shit, she got the glasses on.
Do
Oh,
you
shit.
want to know? You want to know something funny? I don't think we wrote anything down the same.
That's
I don't
good.
think
That's
anything
perfect.
I have is what you
Might
got.
be for the best.
You giving me a beat?
Yeah,
Am I waiting? Okay.
I'm about to play it. I was working on this for No More Popcorn. But
Oh, cool.
I don't think it'll work for it, so I got to work on something else.
Oh, so I'm getting okay. I'm getting
Ready?
hand downs. If I don't like it, I'm not
I don't
gonna
know
do
if
it.
it's going to be
Yeah,
on
do it.
time because of delays.
It'll work. It'll be fine. Go. Just crank it up.
That's
Yeah,
too
there you
loud.
go.
That's too loud.
There you go. There you go.
The discount. I've seen a lot. My gain is hard to see, although pleasant to feel. When I signed up, I didn't think about change. I just never touch it anymore. I think it's because everybody has their own minimum. Do we do it for free because we enjoy it? It may be a different exchange than what you would have made, but it's fine for the rest of us.
Oh, that timed perfectly.
God damn it. That's
Yeah.
what I get. I get
Yeah.
shut down.
Yeah, don't fuck with the master, I guess.
Well,
right.
I was given instructions. That's
Still
all I
good.
did.
She literally set you up to knock you down.
That's right.
I thought we were friends back then. I thought
She
we
was
were
just trying to
friends.
make a point. Just in case anybody else was trying to come for a job, she just wanted to make it clear.
She's like, I have this idea. Like, maybe somebody else could do the poem. You know, it might be cool.
I
Brad,
fell
you
for
know?
it. Hook, line, and sinker, man.
That was not my intention.
Hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah.
We'll see about that.
Yeah.
I'm out of vodka, so I can't drink my woes away.
Well, thank you, Brad. Thank you, Becca. That was awesome. We appreciate it. Also, thank you to Haywood Banks for our theme song that
The real
everybody
hero.
loves.
It never
Everybody loves
fails.
Haywood
Yeah.
Banks. Nobody ever skips that song when they listen to our podcast.
And if they
Never.
fuck out.
Does not
You
fit
get
1 30-second
fuck out.
skip on the podcast at all.
Oh yeah, it's perfect. Yeah, there's no
I
reason. to skip
often
it.
will
It's so
rewind
short.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's two presses.
Give us that follow on Twitter at twitter.com/_verbal assault_.
Support us on Patreon at patreon.com/verbal-assault.
And if you want to flip a Tesla, you better call 865-316-6955 because I know a guy.
The entrance is
That'll
in the
help
back.
Entrance is in the back.
My cornhole game is strong now.
On that. Deuces.